Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about my art exhibition and my theme of this exhibition is conviction. So the idea of conviction came from how I really looked up to people who had a focus on one goal in mind, and even if there was obstacles on the way, they still followed their goal. Okay, so this is my first artwork in this exhibition, and the title of this artwork is called Butterfly Effect, and it's made using pencil and charcoal on paper. So basically, this came from the idea of the saying, a butterfly flap can cause a tornado on the other side of the world. And the idea is that whenever we have conviction on something, we usually have to make choices, right? Either choice A, choice B, choice C. But whatever the choices, we will always have consequences of that choices. And this artwork is supposed to demonstrate how these consequences can be as big as this scary tornado right here. And the idea is that this artwork is trying to ask the audience whether in the face of consequences, will they still retain their conviction and pull through, or will they fail and falter in the face of a consequence this big? So this is my second artwork. It's called Messiah's Year. And the story of this artwork is that this is a boy who has been anointed to be the chosen one, aka the Messiah. And this expectation of being the Messiah keeps building up again and again until it becomes a burden to the kid. And because of that, one day during a fight against evil, he keeps thinking of this expectation and like if he could ever achieve it. And because of that, he could not focus on the fight ahead of him, and through that, he lost. So the story of this artwork is really personally related to me, because as we grow older, from middle school to high school to graduation, we will always have increasing expectations from our friends and families, and the goalposts will keep increasing and increasing. And I always wonder to myself whether I could ever reach that goalpost. Will I ever be able to exceed the expectations given from my friends and family? And the artwork here is supposed to demonstrate what happens when I fail that expectation and my conviction is lost. So, but this artwork isn't supposed to make fun of people who loses their conviction during these hard times of high expectations, right? This is just supposed to demonstrate how dangerous high expectations from external sources can be to one's mental health and mind. Okay, so this is my third artwork. It's called Seasons of Emotion. And this is a Voca-inspired artwork and also a pop art-inspired artwork. And the idea is that there's 4 canvases here, and each of the canvas represents emotion and also a season. For example, this is summer and happy, while this is winter and sad, or thinking. And the idea of this artwork is that this is a cycle. And before I made this artwork, I was always jealous of people who have conviction. Because when I thought of people who have conviction, I thought that it was very easy for them to do stuff, because they could just focus on their goal and ignore everything else. And I was simultaneously jealous, but also look up to them, right? But then while making this artwork and analyzing this art, I realized that my mindset of thinking like that isn't actually really the case, but instead they also do feel like a variety of emotions. For example, they might feel happiness, but they might also feel regret. Like whether the choices they made are good or bad, they just never showed in their faces. And this is just supposed to be a illustration and a demonstration of that idea, of that mindset. Okay, so this is my fourth artwork. It's called Journey. And compared to my other pieces that we've seen, this is a more positive piece. And the story of this painting is that this is an Indonesian warrior who's just going to a destination. And the reason why I wanted to keep this more vague than the rest of my other artworks is because I wanted the audience to place themselves in their shoes, right? In his shoes. The idea is that because this is a more positive painting, I wanted it to give a sense of motivation to people. Because I wanted to tell them that their conviction, their goal in life, it's so close. It's very close, and they should just keep going, pull through one more time, and they'll reach it. This is why in this artwork you can see that the warrior is looking ahead to the sun, and the bird because he's looking at the future. It's supposed to represent the future. So this is my fifth artwork, and it's called Gods and Wants. And the idea of this artwork is that I was trying to find, in general, what most people want in life. So in this case, I picked the God of love, knowledge, and money, and I personified them into people, which is why you can see them as people. But I also wanted to make them have a sense of unity, right? Because the concepts might be too different, so I decided to have many green clothes in each of them to present unity. In addition, I also wanted to emphasize the idea of the concepts. Like for example, in the God of Love, in here I put a lot of roses in the background because I wanted it to represent love, right? Because roses have a connotation of love. And similarly with the God of Knowledge, I have also books in the background. And for the God of Money, it's the same thing with gold. So there are two interpretations to this artwork. The first interpretation is that these types of concepts are what people want in life, right? These are the goals that people want in life, and thus because of that it gives them conviction to move forward. And the second interpretation is that while we're in the process of finding conviction or maintaining conviction, we might face some temptations, right? And these are some of the temptations that we may face during our journey of conviction. So this is my sixth artwork, and it's called The Sea of Worries. And this is a 3D installation piece with a digitally painted background on the inside. So the idea of this piece is that you're supposed to look inside this hole and look around to see the painting inside the box. So the theme of this artwork specifically is called anxiety, and it refers directly to me personally, because for me, what gives me anxiety is tight spaces, dark spaces, and underwater, which is everything that you can see if you put your head in. And this is basically how I view conviction, right? Because conviction takes responsibility, and it's a lot to burden. And as an example, recently I have to choose what university I wanted to go to in the future. And what university I wanted to go to is a very big commitment because I have to stay there for 4 years. And because of that, it's a very scary thing, very scary process. And that's why I wanted to reflect it with this artwork right here. So this is my seventh and final artwork, and it's called Shadow of Ourselves. And this artwork is a 3D clay model mixed with 2D drawings. So the idea of this piece is that all of us, everyone, they have a hidden self that they never show to anyone else, right? And this is the reason why I made this 3D, because I wanted to show that what we present to everyone is normally the 3D side, but then we have a different dimensions to ourselves that we don't show. And in this case, it's the 2D side, and I represented it through shadows. And the connection to conviction is that when we're facing anxiety or when we're facing a fear, we might lose our conviction, and because of that loss of conviction, we may be hiding our true selves to everyone else, and we may not actually reach our full potential.
Well, what Moses has been doing, it's been surprised in the sense that I know he's busy, I know he's doing things, but I was not aware that he's doing all these things in the preparation for the art exhibition. And I also now, okay, I'm not an artist, nor do I have any arts. I'm an engineer, but both of my children now they're in arts or they're enjoying it. So I get to learn about arts and how the feeling, the desire is being put into an arts products. In this case, for example, the paintings. I like this one because it's really shows something that you look forward something good after a journey. So it's just wow, it's wonderful. I'm still learning, but expressions that they have into the work that they put, it shows what they have in mind, their heart, their desire, their worry, their anxiety, their everything. And there are times that they might not be able to say it, but they can say it through the work, through the arts, through the pictures, through the painting. And this is also I think it's very interesting. I mean, are we going to worship, or who's going to be our God? That's all I can say. It's simply wonderful. Thank you.